Okay, so we are up close and personal right now. Hi y'all. So today I wanted to do the last 10 book tag. I saw this on Read Between the Wines channel, which I will link down below, and it was originally created by Mark Nash. So I'm just going to get into it. Question number 1. The last book that you didn't finish. And for me, I figure this has to be one from college. Thinking back, I'm pretty sure it was The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. But the way I didn't finish it was sort of weird, because each period we would have a certain reading, say the first 7 chapters and then chapters 7 through 12. And for the first reading, I only read the first 5 chapters, and then for the second day's reading, I just skipped chapters 6 and 7 and went straight to the beginning of the next reading, and then didn't finish that reading, and then so on and so forth. And then I ended up having to skim the last couple of chapters so that my essay would make sense. So that one, and that is how I did not finish it, which is, I think, kind of a weird way to not finish a book, but whatever. Question number 2, the last book you reread. It was The Diversion by K.A. Applegate, otherwise known as the Animorphs book where Tobias is morphing into a dog on the cover, because I don't know the titles of any of these, I just know the covers. This is book 49 in the Animorphs series, which, if you don't know, it follows a group of young kids who are given the ability to morph into animals by an alien so that they can fight an alien war. It's a lot of fun. I loved these books when I was a kid, and I just, a week ago, I really strongly wanted to reread this specific one, and so I did. It took me an hour. Question number 3, the last book that you bought. And I actually have it right here. It is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. This is a retelling of Frankenstein from the point of view of Elizabeth, Frankenstein's wife. This book, I believe, is riffing off of the 1831 text instead of the 1818 text. In the 1818 text, Frankenstein and Elizabeth were cousins, and in this book, I don't believe they began that way. But it sounds really fun either way, so I'm really excited to read this. Question number 4. The last book you said you read but didn't. And so a lot of people, for this kind of question, will say oh, any book from school, that I said I read in class but didn't. And I mean, yeah, sure, fair enough. But to say you read a book that you didn't in class, that's a pretty bald-faced lie. And I don't think I ever did that. I mean, I would walk into class not having read the book, and I would ask my friends to give me the rundown on it, and then I would convincingly bullshit my way through the class, or convincingly enough. But I don't think I ever bald-faced said I read this when I hadn't. I mean, it would be so hard for a teacher to flat out ask, did you do the reading? Actually, I did have one teacher flat out ask me if I'd done the reading, and I hadn't. And I said that I hadn't. So, Oh, actually, I do have a book that I said I read, even though I didn't completely. And that book was Frankenstein, which I realize now that I was just speaking about the original Frankenstein like I knew what I was talking about. But, no, so it was one particular semester, and in one class I had to read the 1818 text, and then the next class, 2 weeks afterwards, I had to read the 1831 text, and I read parts of both of them, definitely. I read neither in its entirety, but I think between having read parts of both, I read most of Frankenstein. But I definitely, in the second class, I definitely told people I read a different version of Frankenstein 2 weeks ago. So, I did say that. Question number 5, the last book that you wrote in the margins of. I think it was Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I read that a couple months before I started this channel, and I knew that I wanted to start this channel, and I knew that I wanted to like speak really intelligently about books in like the way that Char Reeds did when she was uploading videos, or the way that Climb the Stacks does when she's uploading videos, and just like review books like really intelligently. That's, I can't do that though, like I'm not that intelligent, but I knew that that was kind of like what I wanted to go for. So I was like, I'll just mark up the margins of this book and speak intelligently. And yeah, no. Actually, I do think it's funny, because my copy of Me Before You, I got it secondhand because I get all my books secondhand, but the previous owner had taken the time, and the main character Lou like drops a total of 2 F-bombs in the entire book. The previous owner had taken the time to scribble those 2 F-bombs out in pencil. Question number 6. The last book that you had signed. The last and only. And it is Forever by Maggie Stiefvater. I think I was in like the 11th grade or maybe the 12th grade. I was part of the library advisory club, and we got to go up to a book festival in Denver. I don't remember which book festival, but Maggie Stiefvater was there, and I wanted to bring the whole trilogy to have her sign, but my parents thought that was a stupid idea and only let me bring one, and this was the most recent release, so I bought it, and so I bought it. I did not buy it for this, but I bought it, and I got it signed. So yeah. Question number 7. The last book that you lost was The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And like the thing is, when I lost it, and I lost it probably 2 Novembers ago, I think. And like when I lost it, if I had like lost it 2 months before, I would have been like so upset. 1, because I really liked that series, and 2, because like I had like so much investment in those objects. But like 2 weeks before I lost it, I had been reading this book, Phantoms on the Bookshelves by Jacques Bonnet, and this book is just a collection of essays by Bonnet, who owns like 50,000 books or something crazy like that, and it's just a book of essays about book ownership. And in this, he has a really nice perspective on losing and lending books. And his perspective is, if you lend a book out, like don't like think in your mind that this is a loan. Like think that you're giving this to someone, and then that way, if they don't give it back to you, there's no harm done. But if you do get it back, well, that's a great day. But when I read that, like that perspective, like just resonated with me so much that I like, in that moment, I retroactively like applied that to every book I'd ever loaned out. And I'm pretty sure I lost it even by loaning it to someone. I can't recall who never gave it back. Come on. Question number 8. The last book that you had to replace. I know I've done it before. I just can't remember what the last one was. How about, I know what the next book I'll replace is. The next book that I'm going to replace is The Mystery by Lacey Sturm. Question number 9. The last book you had an argument over. Man, I don't think I've ever had like an argument over a book though. Like that's so insane to have an argument over a book. I mean, like even in like college, like I detested Baldwin in college, and like some of my classmates loved Baldwin, and like we would have like discussions over like the Baldwin that I hadn't read, and like, but I mean a full-blown argument, like whew. I mean I guess in that sense, go tell it on a mountain. I mean, I don't think I argued with anyone over it, but like I definitely had classmates who loved it, and I like could not sit down and read the thing. Like, I actually tried, which is saying a lot for me because I was not a great student. But okay, question number 10. The last book that you couldn't get a hold of. And I do have a story for this. So when I was like very, very young, I had all the American Girl books. I loved them. I read them religiously. I love them. And I had two different types. I had like the nice box sets, and I had like the nice like bind up like copies. So like I had like some of the girls were in the box sets, and some of them were in the nice gold edge bind up copies. And I got rid of the box sets first. And then when I was like 16 or 17, I got rid of all the really, really nice gold-edged bind-up sets. I regret getting rid of them now so much. I needed them on my shelves, and like for whatever reason, like putting them in storage like didn't compute, so I got rid of them. And like recently now, like several years later, I've been like thinking like in the future I'll probably have a family and I'll want to share these books with my children if I ever have them. And the new covers are atrocious, disgusting. Yeah. So I've been wanting to recollect the old gold-edged bind-up collections, but like they're not in print anymore, so you have to get them like either through like a marketplace seller on Amazon or eBay or whatever. And like, I mean, right now they're all like $30, but I mean, I should probably buy them now anyways, because they'll only get more expensive. But anyways, there was a bind up of Kirsten on an Amazon marketplace seller for like $7, and I was like on that shit. I like ordered it like the second I saw it, and it never came. So and like I got like the shipping confirmation, and it said that it had been shipped to me, but I never got it. So I contacted the seller, and I was like, hey, could you like send me another one, because I didn't get it. And the seller was, I'm going to paraphrase, the seller was like, well, we can't send you another one, just ask the neighbors if they got it. So I asked my neighbors, and I got in contact with my local UPS and tried to like figure out if it had gotten lost on the route, or like if they had misplaced it or misdelivered it, and they hadn't. And I talked to all my neighbors, and like no one had it. And so like months later, I contacted the seller again, and I'm like, this book, like, it doesn't exist. It's like nowhere around me. Like, can I at least have my money back? And they did give me my money back, so I guess silver linings and all that. But I really wanted the book, which is why I spent money on it in the first place. Whatever. Yeah. So this has been the last 10 book tag. I would tag somebody, except no one watches my channel, so I don't know why I would. I guess if you see this and you want to do it, go ahead. More power to you. Yeah, that's all I got. See y'all. Bye.